And the last one is right stillness. It's normally in a lot of other contexts, you would see translated with right concentration. But the problem with the word concentration is that there's an effort in that. With the stillness, I feel that the word stillness, it more indicates that profound contemplation where you have let go of all views and there's just a pure being, there's just a pure presence. There's the detachment from the outer world. There's just the experiencing and the observing of the experience. If you want to read more about that, then read into the 4 jhanas, or you can read into samadhi, which is also samadhi is what this is called. So it's the profound contemplation that is undisturbed by the ego. It's just the being. And I'm just scrolling a bit forward. I have made this post and I made a lot of videos where I talk about the ego and the authentic. I have made a video where you have this one where I'm talking about the being, the bubble of reality of how you perceive the world with the separate self and with which is the ego, and with the authentic self. And this is exactly what I'm aiming at for you to understand with those videos. So it's the profound contemplation undisturbed by the ego, where you just are. There's not a you being there, there's just being. And the complicated meditations are obviously also what you use in this bracket. And that's the just sitting. Just sitting is one of the most complicated meditations you can do. And it's basically that. You don't do anything but that. You just sit. What I said when I talked about the Metta-bhavana, where you're in your thought and the thought is occupied with something. You can do that with breath meditation, where you have a focus on the inhalation and the exhalation, and you focus the difference and where is the limit. When I inhale, if you inhale now, for example, you do an inhalation, at what point does the oxygen out here become a part of you? So at what point is it oxygen outside of you and in you and a part of you? At what point is the exhalation no longer a part of you? So it's having that focus on the breath, having the focus on what is happening in your body and with your awareness when you breathe. It's also a really good meditation, but again, it's one where the mind is occupied. And then the spot reality meditation is also really good. You can do that with open eyes or closed eyes. You can have a leaf or a flower or a puppy or anything in front of you that you sit and notice. And then you see all the things that you didn't notice before. I think I'm going to make a meditation with this, because I haven't seen that here online, anybody having that. So I think I'm going to do that at some point. So it keep having a focus and the profound contemplation on where you are right now. What is happening right now? Where am I right now? And that was it. That was the 8. As I said, it's part of the dependent origination. So it's this being that becomes, and that's also the book I can recommend you to get. That is called This Being That Becomes. That is teaching you about that when you do this happen, when you do that happens. And it's how all of them, how all of 8 are connected, and how all of the 8 are connected with the 4 Noble Truths.